Hola a todos, yo soy Todo y bienvenido a mon canal Getting to Know, onde a gente vai para aprender como aprender uma linguagem. اليوم أريد أن أعلمك كيف أتعلم اللغة العربية. And today I want to teach you how I am learning the Arabic language as we start with step one, the grammar and whatnot. And so to get started, we'll push all this to the side and pull out my old French book that I used to use in my French classes back in college, and now we're using it for Arabic. So where you're going to want to start is with the letters. And so you see here, I have gone ahead and written out the whole alphabet. One of the weirdest things with Arabic for English speakers is the fact that each letter, not only does it look like some kind of scribbles when you don't really understand it. Oh, and yeah, this is the chicken scratch I live with. I don't expect y'all to be able to read it, but just like to show what we're doing here. So each letter has a specific look when it's by itself. But then, depending on what part of the word it's in, it'll have a specific look. In the middle of the word, it'll have basically the same look as the first one, but with some connecting lines to it. And then at the end of the word, it'll also have some other specific looks that you have to memorize. So for each letter you're looking at, you're going to have 3 different versions of it. And a really interesting thing about Arabic is the fact that each word is just 3 consonants, A, D, R, B, K, J, something like that. And the vowels get put in for context and things like that. We'll go over that later. But so yeah, this is just me trying to make sense of the language and trying to kind of get started with everything. And as I first got started, I went online and just found a bunch of phrases and wrote them down. These made no sense to me when I first wrote them down, but now that I've gone through it a little while, it makes a little bit more sense. You have Keifataluk, how are you? Ana bihaya, I'm fine. It's easy. Hayasal. Tell me. Kuli. And so yeah, these are the phrases that I started off with, and I'm slowly building my vocabulary. Then there's so many other things to know, not only just, words and letters, but also how the words look. Again, I don't expect y'all to be able to read my Arabic, much less my English. It's all hieroglyphics, but to me, I can read it. And yeah, we have the conjugations here, which is so much more complex than English. Actually, it's kind of interesting that Arabic is very direct and simple, but you have to understand how all the pieces work. Whereas English is kind of indirect, ambiguous, but it's much easier to get started once you have an idea. So for the conjugations, and so yeah, to figure this out, I had to write each word, I think about like 72, 78 times, because first you're going to have it in third person, but it's going to be he, they, 2 people, they, 3 people. Then you have the same thing for feminine. Then you have masculine, you, y'all, and then all of y'all. And then same thing for feminine. And then I, we. Then you got to write it in Romanized Arabic, which is just saying writing it in Arabic but with English letters. And so for third person masculine, sakuna, sakuna, sakunu. Then female third person, sakunat, sakunata, sakuna. Second person, so you, but all men. So sakunta, sakuntuma, sakutum. Then for females, you, this is sakanti, sakantuna, sakatuna. And then for me, sakantu. And then for we, sakana. And so all those for depending on who you're talking about. But again, this makes Arabic so much more understandable when you understand, how the parts work, because whenever you see the word, you will know exactly who's doing it, how many of them, whether it's first person, second person. You don't have to guess or you even use much context. It's all there in the word. And then I had to rewrite all the words in Arabic as well, in my chicken scratch Arabic, which is, oh yeah. And then doing that for the word to live, and then past, present tense, to go, past, present tense, visit, on and on. Here are the letters simply just as they are, without all the different variations. And then the different noun states. So like in Arabic, one noun, one word, let's say house here, it'll have a different ending sound depending on if it's a subject, which is beitu, which means like the house fell. There is the object, so I entered into the house, beita, and then if it is my house, beiti. And so again, when you hear that in a sentence, you don't only know it's house, but you know it's whose or where or what part of the sentence it's in. And then parts of speech. So yeah, just trying to figure all this stuff out. It made barely any sense to me when I first started. Still makes slightly not too much sense, but I'm getting it as I go. And then you have the cards here, which are all the letters and their variations. Again, trying to take it slow, but figure it out. And so yes, writing and figuring out the grammar, the alphabet, all that is one of the main ways that I'm trying to figure out Arabic and kind of understand it, as well as speaking with friends. I'll post some of those videos a little bit later, as well as using one of my most controversial friends here, Duolingo. Now, no, you cannot learn a language just from Duolingo. That is not going to happen, but you can help yourself to practice, to become familiar with it. It is a great tool, but if you're relying just on this to learn a language, it's just not going to happen. It also gives you this amazing ability to kind of practice and go over. So it gives you all the different letters here, their sound, and some of their uses, as well as practice. And so it allows you to practice things.
عندنا مشكلة. ليس هناك ملاءات على السرير.
That is saying I have a problem. Or she has a problem. عندنا مشكلة.
مشكلة.
Laysa, which is there is not.
ليس.
Hunek, here.
هناك.
Forget what the next word was, but it was sheets, which is going to be...
السرير.
No, that's bed.
الآن.
That's now.
ملاءات.
There we go. ملاءات. Ow.
من.
Oh. Min? No.
على.
Ala.
السرير.
That is, I have a problem. There is no blankets on the bed. We have a problem. We. Oh, Eindana. Because there's an N in there, that means we. I missed that. But yeah, so this is just how you kind of figure it out slowly but surely. There are no sheets on the bed. And then finally, the words on here allows you to go through each word, see how it sounds, see what it looks like, and the English version of it. So this is definitely a great tool that I do use. And then my best friend here, YouTube, which is one of the greatest resources you have because you can just literally search anything. And with this, I've been able to find a lot of different teachers like Yusuf Malin here. And to really help you build up a great foundation in your understanding of Arabic, as well as learn Arabic with Asmi. I love her as well. A lot of her videos are more for teaching kids, but currently my Arabic is worse than a 3-year-old Muslim child or a child in the Middle East. So it is very useful to help me kind of understand what I'm doing here.
Fun Arabic lesson, and this one is all about you being in real life situations and learning to ask questions like a pro.
And so yeah, I'm only a few months into this, depending on where you start the clock, but all of this is helping me to build a great foundation. And with this, I have a lot more confidence in speaking with people, recording people as I speak with them and start asking them Arabic. I'm still working on that part, but lakin lelan ana said ma Arabiye, which I think is my Arabic. I'm happy with my Arabic. Again, I'm still working on it. But that's all for now. Masalam, and go learn something. Remember, todos tamem, we're all the same, and let's try to understand each other. Sometimes the strangers out there are just best friends you haven't met yet, and I want to learn some languages so I can go speak with my new best friends.